I know it's not a beer, it's a soda, because like Wolverine asks you got any beer, it's like it's a school. And I love that when Bobby says
yes,
it's a school, Wolverine just waits a second, it's like, no, there's soda over there. It's like, come on, you teenagers, where you hiding the beer?
You got any beer?
This is a school.
So that's a no?
Yeah, that's a no.
So far away, Lucas, if you had the ability to teleport, what's the first thing you'd do with it?
I mean, I think everyone's answer is to do like the jumper tech and just go into a bank vault and make sure you're done for life, right?
I'm so glad you mentioned Jumper, because we're going to be talking about Jumper a lot in this video as we talk about Kurt Wagner, aka the amazing Nightcrawler. So first of all, welcome to another episode of Wiki Weekends. I'm the host of this episode, Karl Smallwood, joined as ever by the lovely and luscious Lucas Holland.
Hello there.
This is the series where we scour the lengths and breadths of the internet for a wiki on a subject we're interested in, bring it forward for discussion, and see what kind of conversation arises as a result. And today, as mentioned, we're talking about Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler. And what do you think of Nightcrawler as a character, first of all, Lucas?
One of the coolest X-Men.
Yeah. I love Nightcrawler. I love Alan Cummings' portrayal of Nightcrawler. I love the running gag throughout X-Men 2 that no one lets him introduce himself as the amazing Nightcrawler.
Who the hell is this?
Kurt Wagner. But in the Munich circus, I was known as the incredible Nightcrawler.
Yeah, save it.
So I rewatched X-Men 2 and went, oh, that's a fun little running gag. That is like, yeah, I'm Kurt Wagner, but in the circus they called me the amazing, and then they cut him off every time. He never gets to say that his name is Nightcrawler, which is fun. But then I realised, oh, that's just another part of those live-action X-Men movies that's trying to shy away from how silly the comics are, right? Like,
yeah.
What's the one part we always single out, Lucas, from that first X-Men movie that just symbolises how embarrassed they were to make a comic book movie?
I mean, it's the outfit of choice, right? Like the what did you expect? Yellow spandex.
It's like, yeah.
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
And I love that in X-Men 97 they reference that. Like, do you really expect me to wear this? Why, what did you want, black leather?
Yeah.
Like, you're a superhero. You want to stand out. You want people to know that you're there. You want to be immediately identifiable in a crowd of people as being someone who's there to help.
Almost forgot.
Oh, am I going to war or a circus?
What'd you expect? Black leather?
Right? It's the reason why, like, firefighters wear bright outfits, right? So you can fucking see them. It's the same logic.
Yeah.
Firefighters don't rock up wearing black leather.
No, but it does throw me off when, like, there are certain firefighter outfits, I think, like, maybe American ones, in some states that are, like, the dark navy with one, like, stripe on them. I'm like, how are you meant to notice them? Like, they're just blending in.
The one for me is when they turn on, they're wearing bright yellow, and it's like, you stand out in, like, outside on the street, but in the fire, you're going to blend in. How are we going to spot you in the fire?
How scary is that, though? The moment they step into the fire, they go invisible.
Oh, like, they just go in and fight the fire. Just go in and start throwing hands. We're getting back to the character of Nightcrawler. I have the wiki in front of me now, Lucas, and we have some basic biographical information. So name, Kurt Wagner. His name was legally changed from Svardos.
I mean, Svardos is a pretty badass name.
It is, but let's see if there are any other aliases that Kurt Wagner has that could double as band names, because there's a couple. So, his aliases include the Creepy Crawler.
Like, that's a Spider-Man nickname.
But if his name's Nightcrawler and he's sneaking around, I can see that working. His editorial names are the Amazing Nightcrawler and the Uncanny Spider-Man. That's going to be next level. If Kurt Wagner put the Spider-Man outfit on while Spider-Man was on holiday or something, the criminals of New York are going to be terrified. Like, do you know Spider-Man can teleport now?
Yeah, because we often talk about, you know, Miles Morales being invisible and how terrifying that is as Spider-Man, but just the idea that Spider-Man can teleport.
It's like that episode of, like, Batman the Animated Series where Superman comes to Gotham, like, do you know where Batman is? And Robin's like, no, we've lost him. But we can't have Superman in Gotham. Do you mind putting on one of Bruce's old outfits? And like, sure, I'll do that.
Does he look bigger to you?
And Superman dresses like Batman and beats up Bane. And now just imagine, like, the stories that get told about Batman where he's like, oh, have you heard Batman's bulletproof now? It's like, no, he's just really good at dodging and blending into... No, I shot him with a shotgun. But he beat up Bane.
That's not possible. He's been working out.
What do you mean? Bane? You mean the guy who can bench a tank? Well, not anymore. He's in hospital.
Normal Batman's bulletproof as well, if you pay attention to the Batman, right? Where just Robert Pattinson takes like 8 shotgun shots to the chair.
And I'm not sure if that's cooler than Batman being able to dodge bullets, because just standing there and tanking a shotgun blast is so threatening.
It is, but I don't like the idea that Batman is unskilled enough to do anything about a guy with shotgun.
But also at the same time, it's Batman's whole thing is like he wants to psychologically scar the criminal so they never commit crime again. If I shot someone point blank with a shotgun and then he beat me up, I would never commit crime again. It's like in Superman Returns, right, where that dude shoots a minigun at Superman and hits him directly in the eyeball and they all bounce off. I'd just stop committing crime.
You just stop, right? Yeah.
But in regards to Nightcrawler, his other aliases include Bamf. And I love that Bamf is one of his things. That's people don't know. That's the noise that Nightcrawler makes when he teleports. Bamf. He disappears into the Bamf dimension. He's also called the Daredevil Demon, the Friendly Neighborhood Spinnen Man, which I guess is just Spider-Man in German.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fuzzy Blue. Sense. I like that. I'd buy their album. Gainsborough, the Great Boggy, Indigo, so Mr. Blue, again in German, the Flying Fiend, and the Magnificent Monster. I'm starting to notice a trend.
Sorry, I went into a bit of a coughing fit there, but what I was going to ask you is,
yes.
Do you think that, like, in your head, do you imagine Nightcrawler to be fuzzy?
Yes. It is confirmed that he's fuzzy. He's covered in a coat of fine fur. Same with that beast. It's just a lot finer. Do you like those, like, cats that have really, really short fur?
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine it's like that.
Like, obviously, in X-Men, like, in the movies that we've seen...
He just has blue skin.
He has, like, blue skin. It looks quite like a coarse texture. But, yeah, I feel like Nightcrawler should be, like, a little fuzzy-wuzzy.
Yeah, he should be furry. And he talks about, like, my skin is, you know, it's Caucasian underneath. I'm just covered in blue fur.
I don't believe it! I'm normal.
Of course you're normal, Kurt. But not because of that machine.
Storm is right, Kurt. Normal is what you truly are. Never think otherwise.
And if he shaved himself, he would be like, you know, he would look relatively normal. Save for the fact that he has, and we mentioned here, unusual features. So he has only 3 digits, including an opposable thumb on each hand, and only has 2 toes on each foot, which are longer than ordinary humans. He has a prehensile tail, approximately 4 feet long, which could support his own weight. He has pointed ears and pronounced fangs. His spine is more flexible than ordinary humans, allowing him to spend much of his time in a semi-crouching position without damaging his posture. This is just, I guess, he likes to sit like a gargoyle.
Yeah, pretty much. Just, he likes to stance up like Spider-Man, where they just crouch down.
Which makes sense, right? That when Spider-Man wants to go on holiday, who does he get to, you know, fill in for him? Nightcrawler. Because Nightcrawler has similar levels of athleticism and agility. Because the whole thing about Spider-Man is that his fighting style is near entirely unique, because he fights from a completely crouched down position, because his power affords him absolutely perfect equilibrium, no matter what orientation he finds himself in.
Karl, I'll take your shot.
Okay. What happened there? What the fuck was that? Lucas, take your shot. Whoa! Nightcrawler is quite similar in the sense that he's like, you know, a trained acrobat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in the Munich circus, I was known as the incredible Nightcrawler.
Yeah, save it. Storm.
We're out of here.
And I do like, though, and speaking of him like being covered in fur, I think to the X-Men Evolution TV show, where Nightcrawler is a part of that, and they have to, like, okay, so how does Nightcrawler walk among the humans without someone saying, hey, that guy's blue? They get him a watch that makes him look human, but he has to wear gloves all the time. Because they say, yeah, if you don't wear the gloves, people will tell you've only got 2 fingers. Also, they'll be able to feel like you're furry.
How can I be happy when I look like this? I scare people.
I have a surprise for you, Kurt. Put this on.
Oh, poor guy. But, you know, at least he still got to go to high school.
Yeah, that's the thing. He loves his powers. He's one of the heroes where he feels sorry for people that treat him like a monster. He's like, I've got amazing powers, I've got great friends, and I save people all the time. And that's something in the X-Men movies, like the live-action ones, where he says, like, I pity the people who fear me because their minds are so closed off. Look at all the wonderful things I've seen and can do. Because I've embraced, like, you know, what I am and what I can do.
I'm not gonna lie, if I met a guy that could do everything Nightcrawler does, including teleport at will, I would not think of him as a monster. I'd just be jealous as fuck.
Yes, well, speaking of teleportation, we have here his powers and abilities. So we have the power grid, which people don't know in Marvel is a ranking scale 1 to 7. 1's an average human in that particular regard. 7, nigh omnipotent or godlike. So his intelligence is a 3, his strength a 2, his speed a 3, 7 when he teleports, which means it's instantaneous. It's true instantaneous, like, transport. You could say instantaneous transmission.
You could, yeah. And that's the thing, I like it when, you know, characters seem like they're travelling at almost instant speed, but they're not. For example, like, it's not teleportation, but it appears like it is when Lemillion in My Hero Academia just appears behind you. Like, I remember the first time they introduced the character in that fight scene, where just, oh, did he just teleport behind us? It's like, no.
You can just phase through solid matter and it looks like teleportation. Or, alternately, characters who move so fast, it looks like they're teleporting. Like Joe in Dragon Ball, where they can just fly and move so fast, they can kick someone into the air and fly up and catch them and fucking double axe handle them down. I love that shit.
Like, every character that's not Goku, when it, like, they vanish and appear in another location super quick, they're just moving very quickly.
Yeah, and I like that they move so fast it looks like teleportation. But Nightcrawler can teleport. So, Nightcrawler is a mutant with the following abilities. Teleportation. He has the ability to teleport himself, the clothes he is wearing, and within limits, a certain amount of additional mass, which is in contact with him. He teleports by displacing himself into the Brimstone Dimension, aka the Bamf Dimension. In the Brimstone Dimension, like, it kind of looks like hell. And they say that whenever Nightcrawler teleports, you can smell sulfur, aka farts. So every time he teleports, it smells like he farted. But he's not in the room anymore, so it's not his problem. And I like the idea that it just, for the insult, every time he teleports, it smells like he just farted and left the room.
So everyone in the X-Men universe just thinks that, like, Nightcrawler's just crop dusting.
Just all the time. That makes me think that, you know, the opening scene of X-Men 2, which I think is awesome, and might be one of the coolest visualizations of how broken OP teleportation is. When he's, like, teleporting all over the White House, he's farting directly in the president's face.
Oh my God.
And obviously he's not farting.
But it smells like he is. Like, they walked into that room after, I was like, smells like someone farted real bad in here. Can you open a window? Then they open the window and he comes back in.
Because that's the thing. The amount of teleports he did in the White House, do you think they also think he just took a dump somewhere as an added insult?
What gets me about that scene is just how fast it is. And I love that. They say, fuck it, he can teleport as fast as he wants. And you have that great moment where you have, like, all the Secret Service surrounding the president. They've all got guns trained on a door. And it goes into slow motion. You just see Nightcrawler go, and just everyone's knocked out. Because it's just that fast, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's instant. They have no chance.
I definitely think that scene is probably the best portrayal of powers in an X-Men movie that we got up until, like, Quicksilver and Days of Future Past.
Because for the most part, all the other X-Men's powers are just, like, throwing things. Like, I think to Magneto, where mostly Magneto just throws cars in a slow and lazy arc. You never get him doing anything as cool as when he escapes from prison and takes, like, a small amount of iron and just creates, like, the fucking hover disc and the death, like, ball bearings. Why is he not doing that all the time? He should have that just surrounding him at all times.
There is that one moment where he, like, puts a bullet right into the policeman's temple and is just like, I can make this move whenever I want.
I also like the way Mystique fights in the X-Men movies, because she's just so slippery. To the point where she can just slide on the floor. And I love that bit where she just beats up all the soldiers and slides through the door, giving the middle finger.
Yeah,
it's such
that's
a cool
one of the best
moments. In regards to Nightcrawler, he teleports, as mentioned, into the Brimstone dimension, travelling through it and then returning to his own dimension at a certain distance from his point of departure. He consciously determines his point of return. The entire process occurs so quickly that Nightcrawler himself is unaware of being in the dimension at all.
The only reason we even saw this thing was because my gizmo slowed you down.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the nightmares.
And that's something they note in that X-Men Evolution show, where Nightcrawler's like, well, I just teleport, right? It's like, well, you have to go somewhere, right? So should we figure out where that is? He's like, sure. And they slow down his teleportation, and they go through the Brimstone dimension, and he's terrified, because Kurt Wagner, he's a Christian, and he's travelling through what looks like biblical hell. And he shits himself of like, are there demons here? It's like, we don't know.
Are those teeth?
Of course, this raises new concerns. We don't know if these creatures are hostile. We need to run a few more tests.
What? You want me to go back in there with that?
It's like, but if they're out, do they know that I'm coming through? Will they get me? It's like, well, no, you go through too fast for anyone to notice. Like, but what about if they do? And he gets scared to teleport.
And yeah, that's pretty valid when you feel like you're going into hell every time, right?
Especially when you are Catholic as fuck, right?
To heck with this! No more teleporting ever again! No way! Creatures, claws, teeth, who needs it?
Just, I don't know whether it's more terrifying to not know, though. Like, I don't know, just the concept of, like, oh, well, I just teleport, but he has no concept that he's actually going into this like horrifying dimension.
Yeah, and then when he finds out, he's really terrified. But either way, he guides himself through the dimension by subconscious natural direction finding sense, which must be part of his power set. Although Nightcrawler controls his teleportation ability with his conscious mind, his power to teleport is not psionic. Rather, it is the result of an unknown biochemical/biophysical reaction which he triggers mentally. Citation needed. AKA, a writer tried to explain it in a comic book and then couldn't think of an explanation that sounded plausible.
It's pretty tough, that one, right?
Forge believes that when you teleport, you actually pass through another dimension. His device will slow you down while you're there, so we can gather information.
His teleportation is invariably accompanied by the muffled sound of imploding air rushing to fill the vacuum left where Nightcrawler's body previously was, creating his signature Bamf sound.
Yeah, I didn't really clock that, because obviously, yeah, matter is kind of just disappearing into a different dimension.
So it briefly just creates a small vacuum, which the air fills, and goes, BAM! Pretty cool, right? Because that must also be so disorientating. Think about those like guys in the White House of just having like 400 explosions go off next to your head while you're getting kicked in the back of the head. Right?
Yeah.
Like, Nightcrawler kicks all those dudes so many fucking times.
Oh, God.
One of them's in mid-air and he's already comboing them. It's like, you can't do this. You can't do the fucking air combo on that motherfucker.
Well, that's the thing, he actually can do that Dragon Ball tech of comboing you into yourself, yes. Right?
Nightcrawler's powers automatically displace liquids and gases when he arrives in the course of a teleportation. His powers, however, will not displace solids, putting him at risk of materialising inside of solid matter, causing serious injury or death, which is what he talks about, right? I can only teleport to where I'm seeing. Why? Because I might accidentally teleport into a wall. And that's where Storm convinces him, have faith. Which for me is just like, guess. Just fucking guess, right?
So there's a lot more air than there is solid matter. Can you just aim up?
Speaking of open air, that's where he's most powerful. He's basically unstoppable when he's like just in open air. Like where someone falls out of the Blackbird, right? He just teleports out into the open air, just darts around like fucking Goku, grabs the person, teleports back to the ship.
Yeah, because if you think, oh, well, I can't teleport from, say, England to New York City because there's a lot of buildings. I might become part of one of those buildings. If you just say, aim really high, and then when you're falling, teleport somewhere else.
He mentions here that he can displace himself a distance of about 2 miles east to west and about 3 miles north to south. Making vertical teleportation upwards is a difficult and dangerous idea, because he has to fight against the gravitational and electromagnetic fields of the Earth. But he can do it.
You know, I guess then my plan doesn't work.
No, it says he has once before teleported a mile into the sky to test himself. He was also able to teleport himself from Las Vegas to San Francisco, which is about 585 miles, while weakened and near death. Sometime after he was resurrected, he's an X-Men, they all get resurrected at some point. His teleportation abilities were greatly enhanced, allowing him to warp 7,853 miles all the way from Dubai to the Savage Lands in Antarctica in a day.
I mean, this escalated pretty quick of like, well, he can go a couple of miles to like, oh no, he's travelling 7,000 miles in a day.
In what they do with mutants is, okay, they've been around since the 70s. They're now fighting the Hulk, who's like lifting planets. Just kill him, resurrect him, make his power stronger. Every time.
Or like give him the Phoenix Force or something like that, right?
Nightcrawler's momentum is retained throughout the process of teleportation. He arrives with whatever amount of initial inertia was left. For example, if he were falling from a great height, he could not teleport himself towards the ground to save himself, as he would land with the same velocity he teleported with. He can, however, subtract this inertia by teleporting short distance upwards, as though he were taking 2 steps back for every one forward. And you mentioned the film Jumper earlier, and that film is kind of bad. It's a film where just Hayden Christensen learns to teleport. But the portrayal of teleportation in that movie is super rad. And they deal with like similar stuff to this where, okay, while you're moving, you keep your initial inertia, but if you teleport like 1 foot forward like 10 times in a row, you speed up. Like you're a human rail cannon. And there's a really great like teleporter fight halfway through the movie where the guy does like a shoulder check, but he teleports like 100 times before he gets there. And he just hits you like the force of a fucking freight train.
Time to send you home to mommy.
And you know, you recently covered Real Steel, which you count as like more of a guilty pleasure movie. Jumper is definitely one we're going to have to cover at some point, because that's a great guilty pleasure film. It's not a great film, but it's fun, and it has a good use of teleportation.
Yeah, his portrayal of teleportation is really interesting. Like, for example, I mentioned there's a teleporter fight. There's a really great moment in that, because the way the teleportation works in that film, it's not like Nightcrawler where you can only teleport to what you can see, or what you can roughly guess is going to be there. Like, you can teleport to the X-Mansion, because he's been there a lot. In that film, it's just you can teleport anywhere that you've been before and can picture in your mind. So, like, during the teleporter fight, it's like they're kicking each other's ass, and it's like, okay, suddenly you're in the middle of the Egyptian desert, and the guy's gone. It's like, where the fuck is he? 5 seconds later, a London bus flies in. And it's really fun. Like, the fact they're just teleporting fucking buses in.
I do love that moment, though, where, like, Jamie Bell's character turns up, and he's like, you're a fucking idiot. You do not know how to use your powers properly at all.
So what did you do? Teleport into a bank and steal all the money? Yeah? Do you not realise you can teleport anywhere and do anything? Like, you can teleport in a car. What?
Oh, God.
But you do have a great moment, though, where, like, it's funny because the villain in that film is Samuel L. Jackson. So it's like Hayden Christensen versus Mace Windu again. But they have, like, the anti-teleporter technology. And I love that the villains in that film are just mad salty that they can't teleport.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. They're like, oh no, it's unnatural. No one should have that power. It's like, you're just jealous, aren't you? Because you can't teleport.
Yeah, it's just a group of people go, that's not fair.
Yeah, you can teleport, we can't. Fuck you, we're going to stop that. And they have, like, the wires that keep you grounded to that point in, like, time and space. And Hayden Christensen's like, well, I'm just going to teleport, like, 50 fucking times while you're doing that and just teleport an entire building.
I do find it very funny because obviously his character keeps pictures of everywhere he's been so he can easily picture them for the jumps. But then just Sam Jackson turns up to his apartment, he's like, you absolute moron, I know everywhere you can go now.
Yeah, I also love as well that you have that opening montage of him just teleporting to the fridge to get like get himself a beer. He's on the sofa watching TV, like the remote's over there, and he teleports 1 foot to get it. And it's like, you would, right?
Yeah, it's similar to how everybody, you know, you mentioned Star Wars, everybody imagines like, oh, well, I wish I could have the Force so I could move the television remote to myself without getting up, right?
Yeah. Like, it really does throw me off when you have, like, movies or series dealing with people with superpowers and they don't use their superpowers for, like, mildly petty gain. Because you would, right?
It reminds me of the scene with Bobby, where he just cools down Wolverine's beer, and it's like, yeah, you would. Ice cold beer whenever you want.
The best thing about that as well is, you look and they clearly keep all the soda not in the fridge.
Thanks.
No problem.
Which means that they just know Bobby will do that. So why would we waste space in the fridge cooling down drinks when Bobby can do it in 1 second?
Just, oh god. Do you reckon Bobby just has the bedroom next to the kitchen so that he could call him in?
How often do you think people are knocking on his door asking him to cool down their beer?
Bobby.
Or like their soda? I know it's not
Bobby,
a beer, it's
please.
a soda, because like, Wolverine asks you got any beer, it's like, it's a school. And I love that when Bobby says it's a school, Wolverine just waits a second, it's like, no, there's soda over there. It's like, come on, you teenagers, where you hiding the beer?
You got any beer?
This is a school.
So that's a no?
Yeah, that's a no.
It is the most goody two-shoes like school, right? Just, where is the beer stashed away?
Yeah, but you would do that, wouldn't you? You would use powers for mildly petty means, because why the fuck would you not?
Mm-hmm.
It's like with
it's like
Kurt teleporting, right? It's like, with great power comes great responsibility, but also I'm going to teleport because I want to go get the remote from the other room.
But I also appreciate in Jumper that he basically forgets how to use doors.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't know how to use doors. Like, I think someone comes to his apartment, right, and he doesn't know how to open it because he's never opened his front door.
I think it's when he's fighting Sam Jackson, and he's like, oh, did you forget how to open a door now?
Yeah, that's it, because he has to stop teleporting because, like, Sam Jackson can track him. And he's like, he doesn't know where his house keys are because he's never seen the doorman to his building.
Oh, God.
That film's great as well because it's a really harrowing moment. Like, it's Michael Rooker. And you know what? Michael Rooker, fucking great actor. And he's the best part of that movie. Save for Sam Jackson just absolutely hamming it up. And it's like, he's only in the film for like 10 minutes, but he's like Hayden Christensen's like somewhat abusive dad. Right? He's just an arsehole. But Hayden Christensen's character just teleports away. Locks the door, teleports away. And then he teleports back to his room later in the film. Because that's the only place he can think to go. It's the only place he can think clearly in his mind while he's panicking. And Michael Rooker just runs upstairs and starts screaming, like, son, don't go. Please don't go, let me talk to you.
I can't believe you didn't say the Panicking Skywalker punk.
Oh, God, yeah, Panicking Skywalker. I came up with that. I can use it when I want. If he starts panicking, he's Panicking Skywalker. But it's a really great bit of acting. Yeah, it's a really great bit of acting from Michael Rooker, and you can see why he ended up getting cast in more roles. It's like, okay, you're going to play, like, the deadbeat dad in this, like, circa 2000s, like, action vehicle with Hayden Christensen in it. It's like, I'm going to put on the most, like, harrowing, soul-destroying performance of a broken man you've ever seen.
Yeah, I did forget that was Michael Rooker, but that is a moment that stands out in my head of just the dad just begging him, like, please don't disappear on me again. Like, I know I shit, but I still love you. And
yeah, he just leaves. It's like Michael Rooker, man, great actor. Love that guy. Mm-hmm. So every time you see him, you just know you're in for a good time, right? He's such a good actor. You can see why James Gunn's like fucking put him in everything.
Oh yeah, and you know, you do feel the lack of his presence in the Guardians team when like we're around now, right?
He's just so charismatic. I also love that he's in like that Super movie.
Oh right.
So speaking of James Gunn, he's in Super, which we do have to talk about at some point because it has my favourite like action one-liner. Shut up, crime. It's just Rainn Wilson screaming "Shut up, crime" and hitting people with a wrench. It's the most threatening like superhero ever. So you know Batman is going to beat you up, but you're probably not going to die. Rainn Wilson's character is genuinely unhinged. You're like, there's that guy who cuts in line and he fucking brains him and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Don't butt! Who do you think you're fooling? I just saw you.
Like Sean Gunn, he's like one of the villains that Rainn Wilson's beating up. Elliot Page just hits him with a car. Yeah, that's what you get. That movie is so unhinged.
That's what you get for fucking with the Crimson Bolt and Bolty, you stupid cocksucker! And now your legs are gone!
It's again another guilty pleasure movie.
We need to talk. It's not even. It's just a genuinely good movie. I also love how it connects to Brightburn. Because James Gunn, before he got like hired as the guy who ran DC, was in the process of building his own like alternate superhero universe. And Brightburn is just Superman, but what about Superman? Like, wasn't sent from Krypton to save us all. He was sent to kill us all.
It's just, again, unhinged person, like, but this time it's a Superman baby, right?
Thing.
The best thing about Brightburn is that it's a perfect inversion of like the Superman mythos, where he's sent to Earth to kill us all, and the family could have turned him around. Like, he could have been good, but the family are too scared of what he can do. And as a result, he just becomes bad. And it also has like some really great representations of like superpowers, speaking of like teleporting and stuff like that, where there's just a moment where some cops are responding to like, hey, we got a call, what's going on? Brightburn kid just flies past at 1,000 miles an hour. One of the police officers just disappears and there's just a stain on the wall.
Corey! You're safe now. We got it.
And the cop's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, that's what would happen, right? There wouldn't even be time to react. There'd just be... Next second, just the person's a smear on the wall.
I mean, it reminds me of one of the opening scenes to The Boys, right? Where just his girlfriend gets wiped out by a train running past. Or running through, I guess more aptly, and it's just, she's just gone instantly.
Speaking of using your superpowers to beat people up, Nightcrawler can use his powers offensively by grappling with an enemy and teleporting him or her in a series of rapid jumps. The strain of these multiple ports can exhaust foes without superhuman endurance. It's also really disorientating, right? Like, 1 second, like, you've grabbed a dude, next second, you're 40 feet in the air. Then the next second, he's kicking you in the balls.
Even for, like, superpowered people, I don't know how many supervillains can hold up to. I've teleported a mile up into the air. Good luck.
Yeah, see you later. Deal with that. It's a super busted superpower. And as you mentioned, it's one of the few powers in the X-Men live-action movies that's actually portrayed in a cool and interesting way. Like, they really do flex the full extent of what someone with that ability could do. And
in one scene.
Yeah, and it does as well get across why the government would be scared of mutants, right? It's like one mutant, who can teleport, which isn't even, in your mind, that offensive a superpower, right? It's not like Cyclops has got a fucking rail cannon in his head. So he can teleport. Okay, what can that do? He broke into the White House and nearly stabbed the president on his own.
Well, he easily could have killed him if he wanted to.
If he wasn't shot, like, at the last second. And you can see why, like, when that happens, like, what the fuck do we do? One of them got in. One mutant with a knife nearly got the president.
And that's the thing, right, is, I can't remember, it's the end of X2, isn't it, where just they have Charles just threaten the president of, like, essentially stop time. Be like, here's my entire X-Men team that could all kill you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Do you think Professor X realised how fucking threatening that was? Because I know, like, Professor X stops time to tell the president, like, look, we're all here, we want to help. Did you have to bring Nightcrawler with you? Because Nightcrawler looks at the president and smiles and was like, that's the guy who tried to kill me!
Please, don't be alarmed. We're not going to harm anyone.
Maybe ask Nightcrawler, do you mind staying home for this one? We are going to threaten the president.
It is definitely intended as a threat, because they even bring Storm in for the dramatic lightning in the background, right?
So I don't think it was intended to be a threat, but Professor X is okay if it's read that way. That's like...
Oh no, I 100% read it as Professor X is like, we're here to help, but if you decide no, yeah.
Look at what we can do.
Shit's gonna get fucked up.
Now, it feels more like a Magneto move. Then again, Magneto will probably like float the White House into space and throw it at the moon, right? Or is it X-Men 97 where the UN's giving him shit and he just flies him into space and says, look, I'm trying so hard not to be the monster you make me out to be. Charles Xavier told me not to fuck shit up. Please, don't make me let you down.
What must we do to be good enough? Is this the High Road's destination? If so, I say, as I have too many times before, never again.
And in regards to like Nightcrawler in different media, I do have to give a shout out to like the X-Men fighting game that he's in. So that's a fighting game that has a bunch of X-Men in it, and I like the way they handle his teleportation powers in that. So like, I think his ultimate, like if you get full meter and cast it, it basically just stops time and lets you just do any combo you want for 5 seconds. And then all of the animations play at the same time, as if to represent that, like, Kurt just goes fucking plus ultra and just teleports 80,000 times. And like when like time resumes normal speed, you just teleport either side like 50 times and kick him in the head.
Your technique lacks a sense of style.
It's a tough thing to balance, and obviously there's been many a Dragon Ball game where they have failed to balance out the vanishing techniques, which are essentially teleporting, where just people are essentially teleporting to one another in a constant, non-ending loop.
Yes, but it's like that game's not great, but that always stuck in my mind as an interesting way. Of like, well, what's a guy who teleports going to do against the Juggernaut? And it's like, well, he's going to teleport a lot. And before we go, Lucas, there's some trivia here about Kurt Wagner. A number of names were suggested for Kurt's Spider-Man identity. These included Anti-Spider, the Creepy Crawler, Dark Web, the Devil Spider, Dread Crawler, Hell Crawler, Shadow Spider, Spidemon. I like that. Spider-Mon. Demon. That's pretty good. Right. Spider Fiend and the Terror Spinner.
The Terror Spinner. That's pretty cool.
According to Silver Sable, which, hell yeah, Kurt Cobain. That's right. Kurt Cobain. According to Silver Sable, Kurt's fur feels like soft velvet.
Yeah, I can see that. It's got to be nice and just luxurious and soft.
Yeah. You know as well, it takes him so goddamn long to get a shower.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nightcrawler's favourite Star Wars character is Chewbacca on account of the hairy rogue's similarity to Wolverine.
Fair. Okay, I thought he was just going to be, he's hairy, Kurt is furry.
Well, speaking of
he
his
appreciates
fur,
that. But...
a combination of Kurt's fur and the fact that he is somewhat linked to the Hell dimension allows him to blend into the shadows, to the point where some characters can't see him. So if he stands in the shadows, some characters find it difficult to see him, only being able to see his yellow eyes.
I mean, I love that as a trope, right? Where you just... There's so many scenes in, like, especially animated stuff where the only thing you see is like the two red or yellow eyes like piercing through the darkness.
It says that this is frequently ignored in some incarnations, but there are some comics where he's drawn almost entirely in shadow and you can barely make out his features, which is just a hint to the fact that, he's linked to this Brimstone dimension, and stuff in the Brimstone dimension loves hiding in the shadows, so he has the ability to blend into the shadows, almost subconsciously. And there's one more bit of trivia here that I find really interesting. So, writer Chris Claremont had several different ideas for Nightcrawler's parentage. So his mum's Mystique, and his dad is some other dude, and it's based on Azazel. I think the genetic template of Azazel, who's like the red demon dude who can teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, though, Mystique was going to be Nightcrawler's dad, and she was going to transform into a man and get someone else pregnant. But execs at Marvel, you're not fucking putting that in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're also not a fan of the idea of Loki having a horse child, right?
And it's weird that the X-Men, who are often seen as an allegory for various oppressed groups, including gay people, that they would balk at the idea of including a storyline like that.
Yeah, but obviously, people are going to meddle, and
I think that'd have been super interesting, right? If it's Mystique, are you my mum? No, I'm your dad. What? I can transform into anybody, right?
I think that's super interesting and cool, but you can see certain people go, but that might be uncomfortable or confusing for people. We don't want to do that.
Right, how is it difficult to understand? You can transform into anybody.
Also, this is a comic book about a bunch of people who are born with random superpowers.
It's also as well, it's this is that's too weird. He's blue. Right? So that's difficult to understand. He's blue and he can teleport. Really?
Yeah.
Either way, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.
Wow, Karl. That was a really great video that we both just watched.
It was indeed, yes. I greatly enjoyed our discussion of Topic.
I love Topic.
I do, yes. The stuff we talked about while discussing Topic was very interesting, and I hope the audience found it interesting too.
You're one sexy man. Fill up, J. Fry.
And you know who else we have to show love to, Karl? That would be, of course, the people on our shout-out tier over on our Patreon.
We certainly do, Lucas, and if anyone would like to join our Patreon to get a shout-out at the end of the videos, they can do so by following the links found below. As a reminder, we have a standing offer, a challenge, if you will, to our audience to try and come up with a name to shout out that is difficult for us to pronounce or just embarrasses us with our lack of knowledge, as people did last month, with the reference to the Transformers movie we didn't get.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, that was a rough one. People certainly let us know about that, but hopefully maybe we do a little bit better this time with knowing what all the references are.
Ba weep grana weep ninibong.
Ba weep grana weep ninibong.
Ba weep grana weep ninibong.
Well, I certainly get the reference in the first person we have to shout out. So the first person we have to give a shout out to is Bee of Awesome. Specifically, their name reads, Bee of Awesome do a fusion dance to make Karl or Carcass. P.S. Wish me luck with the calves this month. And Lucas, are you feeling a fusion dance?
I mean, yeah, sure, let's go.
Okay, so do you remember the fusion dance?
I do, because you got to kind of go that way and then that way.
You go that way, and then it's you're going to do the so
fusion. There we go. We did our best. The Discord
also,
fusion.
like, we'd have to get really far back as well to make sure we can fit our arms on screen. Because I feel like with our height difference, if we try to do a fusion dance, we would do the thing where your fingers don't quite connect, and we'd end up creating like a really skinny one or a really fat one.
But then the next person we have to shout out is Dan Daly. So thank you so much, Dan Daly.
And I am a big fan of the alliteration. The more alliteration, the better, in my opinion, which a couple of our Patreon supporters have taken to heart by turning their name into a tongue twister.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
But there's no tongue twister here, Lucas, with Judge Dredd. Simply Judge Dredd. And I just want to give one more shout out, because every time I point out that Judge Dredd is supposed to be like satire, some people don't get it. And it's like, do you really not get that it's supposed to be satire when Judge Dredd uses white phosphorus indoors?
Shh, Karl. That's just badass, right? That's just cool.
It's like, well, I didn't realise Judge Dredd is a commentary on the over-militarisation of the police. White phosphorus grenades authorised for use indoors, next to people's houses.
Oh. That would lead to, Karl, people kicking the bucket.
It would indeed.
That's how we thank the next person who supports us. Kicking bucket with a little bucket emoji afterwards.
I love as well, like, again, at some point, we're going to get people just submitting hieroglyphics.
We have to, yeah.
Like, people are going to be submitting hieroglyphics or just, like, you know, Sanskrit. Or just like, okay, I translated the sound that an owl made. There you go, done.
Like,
figure that out.
What happens when you put Windings into Patreon names, right?
Oh god, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out what happens when you try and get Microsoft Sam to say Windings.
Put out an APB on a Eustace R. Dewo. Better start with Greektown.
Right. And the next person we have to shout out is Lucille DeSteele. And thank you to Lucille DeSteele for letting me put in more clips of one of my favourite film, Real Steel.
Please do something!
Not yet!
That's right, Charlie, not yet!
I don't care how limp the excuse is. If there's an opportunity to put a clip of Real Steel into a video, I'm putting a clip of Real Steel into that video. Specifically my favourite clip, where right at the end of the film, Hugh Jackman, who's in control of the robot, just go with it, he's fighting like an 85-ton mega super billion-dollar robot, and he just goes... he just gives him like, I'm not fucking done, I didn't hear no bell.
I gotta tell you folks, the champ looks tired. This robot seems to be running on empty. I don't believe it. Adam is taunting Zeus. Mr. Turbo. He's actually asking for more.
And Karl, if we're going to use this as an excuse to throw in some like fun clips from comfort movies, then I have to thank Michael Tatum for supporting us, so I can throw in a clip of, you know, one of my favourite mics, and that is Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc.
Oh, well, hello there. What's your name?
Michael Tatum.
Is it ever confirmed that his full name is Michael Wazowski, or is it just Mike?
I don't know about the Michael. It's definitely Mike Wazowski. I don't know whether it's Michael Wazowski.
Because I know, like, Sully is James P. Sullivan, right? Yeah. Like, he has, like, a full proper name. I'll double check. And I'll put like a picture on screen to confirm whether or not, is he Michael Wazowski or is it Mike?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you, right? When I found out your name isn't Lucas.
Shush, that doesn't need to go in. It's fine.
The thing, that's law. That's deep law. So, wait, what? Lucas's name isn't Lucas? The fuck is it?
Shh. Cut the clip.
Shh. Don't tell people his secret real name. So we move on now to, speaking of secret real name, Rosalindus Memphis. And I did try, last time we shouted out Rosalindus Memphis, who is a returning supporter, thank you very much, a clip from the song Walking in Memphis, because I like that song, and it's the only song I could think of with the word Memphis in it. I put in 1 second of that piano intro, instantly copyright struck. Keep in mind as well that this shout out goes at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So at the end of a 50-minute long video, whoever owns the rights to that song, Mark Cohen, I think it is, his music label must have seen this video. Oh, it's a 55-minute long video. They use 1 second of his song.
We own that shit.
We can claim all that money. It's like, fuck you.
I'm going to make things a little bit more difficult for you then, Karl, because I'm going to say, thank you to the next person who is on our chart here, of course, Split Screen. And I was going to mention, as you mentioned music, just putting in some Starscream music from Transformers Devastation.
Prepare to be lost in space, Autobot!
Oh, you can get away with that. Video game music, you always get away with.
Oh, okay.
So I'll definitely put the clip in of Starscream's theme song from Transformers Devastation. That game whips ass. And you know what? Whoever wrote that song won't send us a copyright strike because they want it to be shared. They know how rad it is. You know what, Karl? You put that clip of Starscream's theme in. It's awesome. More people need to hear it.
Hopefully a Transformers clip will make up for our devastating Transformers miss last month.
And I will certainly put in the clip of Starscream flying into frame as Butt Rock starts playing in the background in the middle of space, where he just screams "Prepare to be lost in space, Autobots!" My favourite quote from Starscream is in the challenge mode, where one of the challenges is fight Starscream and Thundercracker and 15 other fucking jets at once. And it's the only time in the game Starscream ever says the line "death from above," but he says it so quick because he's flying as he says it. He's like, "Death from above!" and just flies in.
Destruction from above!
And as mentioned earlier, there's a gauntlet being thrown down for our audience on Patreon to challenge us with tongue twisters. Someone's taken that gauntlet, dipped it in shit and slapped me across the face with it. So their name is the Boledos Bajando Baja Blast Buffing Bacas de Caca de Buffalo Bombonado Bolodeses Bucanada Ebaca Bailando Con Barbosa. And I will say, I'm a fan of tongue twisters. I'm not a fan of tongue twisters in languages I don't speak. I like my favourite poem. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, so Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy.
And in that cut...
So I'm good at tongue twisters, just not ones in languages I don't speak.
I was giggling because Karl has clearly cut him fumbling a tongue twister out.
That's getting cut as well, fuck it.
And then I guess one name to challenge me to shout out is Tiniqui Ochata Octiclane Tomi. And you always correct me on this one. It's a Nahuatl, the language, yes?
Nahuatl, I believe, yes.
getting there.
Mexicano, I believe.
I'm getting there.
We don't speak the language, so we appreciate people trying to challenge us on our pronunciation, but for a tongue twister, give me a tongue twister in English. And speaking of little, the final person we have to shout out is ghost emoji, little ghost emoji, ghost emoji. And Lucas, who's your favourite little ghost? Is it Casper? It's got to be Casper.
I mean, the moment you said little ghost, the first thing that came to my brain was Casper. So if not my favourite, it's at least word association, right?
Yeah, Casper, the friendly little ghost. Should we do a video about Casper at some point? I'd like to rewatch that movie to see if it's held up. To be fair, I would actually low-key kind of love a reboot of Casper the asshole ghost with a gun.
Oh, dear. But yeah, I guess thank you all once again for a new month of more support from all you lovely folks. And it's just Always appreciated. Thank you so much.
Support is never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you. Have a great time.